Alright, we rolling. Alright, Shalom. We out here once again, giving all praises to Yahweh,
Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Kadash. Lord have, I was gonna say, Lord have mercy on us. You know, Lord's will, we all be elect. Lord's will, we can stand to see you take out Esau, Edom's wicked kingdom, and set up your kingdom in righteousness, where we can rule under you forever and ever.
That's a fact. And it seems we're getting closer. Let's start off with the obvious. So November 1st, they're talking about there's not going to be any sufficient funds to go around to fund SNAP. And I was watching the video that you did, and basically, it's all due to the government shutdown. So, without the government functioning the way that it has before, there's going to be a lack of funds to cover certain programs, and SNAP is part of that. And one may think that that's the most vital and sufficient program that people need, but here it is. You allow the government to feed you, you also allow them to cut you off when they don't want to feed you anymore. And here we are now.
You're a victim.
So you got 34 million people that rely on SNAP, and they're about to be affected. But Lord willing, this is it, man. I was watching your video. It seems black and white. Like there's no money.
Right. Like, where are they gonna get it from?
There's no money. And it's not even like they can allocate the money or the funds from one stream of income, whether it be from the tariffs or from the states. Like, nah, it's not even that simple. It's not as simple as that.
And they're not reimbursing other states that's gonna try and chip in either. So that means the other states aren't gonna do it, ultimately.
So I think when the food supply is affected, then that's when people are gonna start acting rationally.
We already see videos on it. I've been seeing other brothers' videos they did on it. You got Jay crashing out saying what they gonna do, what they not gonna do, how they gonna start looting and all this stuff. And Lord's will, hopefully they it's not just lip service. Hopefully they put some of that into action. Got a precept. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 20. It says, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see altogether.
Yeah. So these tokens is these prophecies, and the Most High gave it to his prophets to understand how things would be going here in the last days. You know what I'm saying? You cut off the water supply, you cut off the food supply, you cut off electricity. The people, they're gonna go crazy. And you give it like three days, maybe 3 days goes past the first, you might see something go down, because people aren't gonna have like a hope for the future. They don't know what's gonna come next, so they're gonna start panicking. You give it 7 days, it's just gonna keep going down from there. It's gonna get worse. So crime is gonna go up.
It says, and the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Yeah, and there's gonna be a shortage of food.
And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
Yeah, because the grid is going to be affected. If not that, then you're not going to have access to the basic necessities of life, such as food and water. Which either way, the grid goes down, you're not going to have that access anyway.
Here it is. You go to work, you and say your significant other, y'all work to put food in the house, but y'all neighbors, they just collect SNAP benefits and live on Section 8. Once they can't get food and they see you coming in with your grocery bags, what you think they're gonna do? You think they're just gonna go hungry?
They're going to start begging.
That's what I'm saying. That's how it starts. They're gonna start begging, and then when you can't give them no more, they're gonna start taking. Nobody is going to just willingly go hungry. I don't think it's even possible to die of starvation willingly. Like, you're gonna do whatever it takes to get you something to eat. It's one of those things. It's like self-preservation.
And some people are relying on food banks. It's fucking beats. Been a target all day.
Oh, like the summer.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been relying on food banks. So when the reliance of food banks goes up due to the SNAP benefits being cut, then you're gonna see less food being donated to these food banks. You know what I'm saying? Or there's just gonna be a lack of supplies from these food banks to go around. So you can't even rely on that. What does it say in Isaiah 36? I saw this right? Read that real quick. So our trust is in the Most High. Like, we're not sitting here relying on the government to feed us or the food banks. You know what I'm saying? Like, all hell breaks loose, which it looks like it's getting ready to. Then we're gonna have our complete faith in the Most High. That's just what it's gonna be. That's just what it is.
There's Isaiah 65 and 13. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Yeah, so we're not going to be acting irrational when all hell breaks loose. When you can't just get up and go to the store, when martial laws is enacted, and you got a curfew. I'm really like thinking about it in my mind. I'm like, Lord willing, if this continues, this could be it. Like it's over. Like it's really over. Because this is gonna lead to this administration coming with the Insurrection Act. You know about that?
Yeah.
Which is basically martial law. And it seems as though that they want a reason to bring it out. You know? They're doing everything that's against the interests of U.S. citizens.
This is the place that people put their faith in. This is Isaiah 65 and 14. It says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Because we're not going to be looking all lowly and meekly, our ribs touching, barely can walk. We're going to be fully nourished. The Lord is going to take care of his elect. Lord's will, we are of that number. And people are going to see that. People around you, they're going to notice, like, what's up with him? Like, he still got that glow. He don't look hungry. He don't look meager. They're going to know something's up with you.
You're going to be able to see it in your countenance. Because when you're hungry, you're like lethargic.
Yeah.
You be walking around, you're like,
Thinking destitute.
like, yo, I don't got the energy for nothing.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
True. Attitude, you cranky and shit. It says, and ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen. The Lord power shall slay thee, and call his servants by another name. Second Ezra 6 and 25. It says, Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of the world. That's talking about, when Yahushua comes and beams up his elect.
Yeah, that's if he made it through Jacob's trouble, which involves martial law, famine, complete chaos, dystopia, homelessness, which that's the way we're really all headed.
So, and the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning.
Yeah, because when you come into this truth, it's like your mind is renewed. So, therefore, you're not going to be subject to the curses and to the famine that we're getting ready to face. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is going to make it to where you see through those events. You make it out.
The elect aren't going to be worried thinking about looting stores because we're hungry. We're just going to wait on the Lord to provide for us. We're not going to be caught up in the mix with the 2/3 out here.
I mean, you can if you want to, but see how that's going to work.
Right.
Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to catch on to it eventually. And you heard about what Walmart's doing? Walmart, they're coming out a way to combat the potential looting that's going to happen first. So what they're going to do is you got to place your orders online. Nobody can come into the store. So they're going to service you outside.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy.
They said they're going to do that for the rest of the holiday season, from November until next year.
Motherfuckers is definitely going to be stealing. It's not a matter of maybe. Motherfuckers is definitely going to be stealing. That's it.
Water off. But that's being that. Cut his water off.
This is Genesis 47 and 13. And the same thing is coming to take place in the year 2025, the times that we're entering into. This is Genesis 47 and 13. It says, And there was no bread in the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought, and Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence, for the money faileth?
Mm-hmm. So the same thing is going to happen in modern day Egypt, which is America, spiritually.
It says, And Joseph said, Give us your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses and for flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses, and he fed them with bread for all their cattle for the year. Imagine trading in a whole cow for a loaf of bread. It says, When the year was ended, they came unto him the second year, and said unto him, We will not hide it from my Lord, how that our money is spent. My Lord also hath our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my Lord, but our bodies and our lands. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed, that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. see once they cut these SNAP benefits off and people are begging, they're gonna get that universal basic income, and then it's gonna lead to that MOTB, and that's literally people selling themselves for something to eat, you know, to have substance, because there's not gonna be no money flowing in the streets no more. It's gonna be useless. So how are people gonna find the means to get food?
Not only that, but if they declare martial law, then what commerce is there going to be that you can do? You're going to be limited. You're not going to be able to go to certain stores, if any, and just like walk up in there and be like, yeah, I want to make a purchase, I want to make a transaction. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the foundation is going to be affected, just how it was back in ancient Egypt. You know what I'm saying? They was saying how, since we're in a situation of famine, we will give you our lands just so that you can give us some food, because we know that you got the reserves of food. So it's gonna be like that again, in a way where people are gonna be so desperate and trying to return back to their previous life, their normal life, where they could eat, that the government, they're gonna come with order out of the chaos that they created. And that's gonna be in the form of the MOTB. You know what? If you ask me, this is all by design.
Yeah.
They're doing this strategically because they want to get the people into a precarious position so where that they'll fall right into their hands.
Isaiah 32:12. It says, "They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine." It says, "Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars." Actually, let me read up some more on that. This is Isaiah 32. I'll start at the 9th verse. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." Yeah, the women that's been collecting welfare and on Section 8 all these years, all that shit is coming to an end. They're gonna need to find another way to sustain themselves. What is that gonna be? They're gonna be selling as bots. The oldest profession.
The thing is, I don't have a problem with people being on these safety nets, but at the same time, the scripture said to use this world and not abuse it. You know what I'm saying? So you also think how they give, I forget how much money they recently gave to Argentina to bail their economy out. You heard about that?
I did.
Yeah, they gave money to Argentina. Of course, we know that they give money to Israel, and yet you can't feed the poor that's over here.
Right.
So if you got a problem with people being on these government assistance programs and whatnot, you don't got a problem with the way that they're just giving money away to foreign countries, then that shows how hypocrisy, hypocritical that you are.
It says the 10th verse, it says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come."
The vintage is a representation of the food, because I looked the word up, it means grapes.
Your whatever you reaped, you're not gonna sow anymore.
Yeah.
It's all coming to an end. All your goodies, your welfare queens, and you people that's just been, because there are some people that's justifiably on welfare, but then you got other people that, like you said, just abuse it. And now you just sat there doing nothing, just collecting a check. Now that what they're cutting it off, now you left out here useless. You a victim. It says,
And it said the gathering shall fail. So
the gathering shall not come.
Yeah, so you're not gonna get your EBT no more.
You know?
It's snap.
It's over with. They coming for that Section 8 too.
Yeah, they already slashed it. Putting stipulation on it.
It says, trouble ye women that are at ease. Be troubled ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare. And gird sackcloth upon your loins. Yeah, you're not going to be able to buy the wigs no more, get your hair and nails done, the lashes, the makeup. You're not going to have it. Anything you do have, you're going to have to actually spend on food now.
Now you got to get a job. If you can even find a job in your area or in this economy. Because again, like we were saying, a lot of these people, they're from like rural areas to where there's not really much economic opportunity. So they rely on the assistance because they just don't have the income. And it don't mean that they don't have a job already. You can have a job, but it don't pay you enough, and then you can still qualify for benefits.
Right.
So now they cutting it and you working, or you may not work. Either way, it's a recipe for disaster.
12th verse says, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Listen.
I got a scripture, Isaiah 26 and 7. The way of the just is uprightness. Thou, most upright, does weigh the path of the just. Yeah, the way of the judgments, O Lord, have we waited for thee. And we've waited for this. Like, niggas waited for this.
I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to say that.
No, we waited for these times. We prayed for times like this. And Lord willing, this is it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it. It's over. And chaos ensues after everything that this administration has done. What is it, like the last 10 months, 11 months that he's been in power? And hopefully this is like the big move, you know what I'm saying? Because now they're affecting people's food, and that's really what it takes. Once you start affecting food and shelter, that's what it's going to take. For people to start acting crazy. Where was we at? Verse 8, Isaiah 26 and 8. Yeah, in the way of thy judgments, O Lord, have we waited for thee. The desire of our soul is to thy name, and to remembrance of thee. With my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yeah, my spirit within me will I seek thee early. And you know how it's like, you be ready to like go to sleep at night before you rest your head, you start meditating. Like, yo, I hope I wake up and it's just a better tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you can't wait for the days where you wake up and you in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you living in a better world. You just start like manifesting that and imagining it, and then you might even have dreams about it, visions. You start thinking about all the chaos that's about to go down, and it just sticks with you in your heart.
So it gives you gives you the spirit to even keep going, like knowing like we got something better promised to us. Like imagine having this truth or having the knowledge, and then you think like you go back in the world or something like that. Like I don't know how you can do that. Like
especially nowadays.
Yeah, I can't even wrap my mind around that. Like I'd rather death before I go back into the world and like give up the you want to give up the knowledge and keep living, or be put to death with knowing the knowledge. I'd rather be put to death. Like I don't want to go on like this.
Hey, I seen a video that this Jake put up. Antoine Daniels was reacting to it, and the Jake was saying, he was expressing how he's like, there's some days where I don't even want to be here anymore. Like we're just here to pay bills, go to work, You don't get any substance out of life. That's what he was basically saying. He said, I can't afford to live. I can't afford to put a roof over my head. He was going into how, like, rent is sky high. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how we supposed to live? Like, that's how you want to go out over here in America? Like, is it really set up this way to where it's only fun, or I wouldn't say fun, but manageable if you have money? Come on, man. What about everybody else? Because, this really is like a pyramid scheme that we live under. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have people that are on the top, the middle class, and then the bottom. But now they're eradicating the middle class. And so there's really about to be like either you're rich or you're poor. Either you can afford to live, you can afford to eat, or you can't.
Yeah. Shit, that's where we are now, for real, for real. It's just gonna get multiplied, it's just gonna get worse.
Continuing on. With my soul have I desired thee in the nights. Yeah, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness. We can't wait. People on this earth, they're gonna learn how to live righteously. They're gonna see how the Most High dishes out His judgment in these last days.
The kingdom of heaven, you're not gonna have to worry about where is my next meal coming from. Like, there's gonna be an abundance,
Yeah,
You don't have to worry about these shit that you have to worry about.
It's not
here
gonna be
in
like one class of people, one group of people just hoarding all the wealth and resources for themselves, right? Which is essentially how we live today.
There's Revelation 18:1 in the NLT. It says, after all this I saw another angel come down from heaven with a great authority, and the earth grew bright with his splendor. He gave a mighty shout, Babylon is fallen, that great city is fallen. She has become a home for demons. She is a hideout for every foul spirit, a hideout for every foul vulture, and every foul, dreadful animal. For all the nations have fallen because of the wine of her passionate immorality. The kings of the world have committed adultery with her because of her desires for extravagant luxury. The merchants of the world have grown rich.
So that's various countries that have gone into business with the U.S. But now you're seeing how, due to the tariff situation, countries are moving on without the U.S. China, for example.
These other countries, they only tolerate in America. They don't have no care for America. They just dealing with you as long as they got to. Once there's a new game in town, they're gone.
Yeah, I mean, they really just use America to get rich.
That's really all America is, that great whore, just a pump and dump. You get your money here and bounce.
And then the idea is that the U.S. has, or at least they think, that the U.S. has leverage with trading because the U.S. is the biggest consuming nation. So
why is that?
Yeah, so when the U.S. economy goes down, really, in theory, the world economy is going to go down with it.
We're the biggest, America is the biggest consumer nation because there's nothing that gets produced here. In the past, you had, infrastructure set up here where people could make a wage where they can actually live off of, sustain a family with. But America sold your future out, and now this is the situation you have now in 2025. Where everybody's dependent, you can't find a job to support you and your family. You gotta work 2 and 3 jobs just to get ahead. America sold its future down the line for that short money. And now look at the state it's in. Revelation 18:4, it says, then I heard another voice calling from heaven, come away from her, my people. Do not take part in her sins, or you will be punished with her. For her sins are piled as high as heaven, and the Most High remembers her evil deeds. Do to her as she has done to others. double her penalty. For all her evil deeds, she brewed a cup of terror for others, so it brewed twice as much for her. She glorified herself and lived in luxury, so match it now with torment and sorrow. She boasts in her heart, I am queen of my throne. I am no helpless widow, and I have no reason to mourn.
Yeah, because
It's the pride.
yeah, the idea is that America is the top nation on this earth, the richest nation. But how? When you see how the way people are living over here, it's hypocrisy. All of this is getting exposed. That's why these people, they gotta do something, man.
Right.
You Americans, like, when are you just gonna get it and understand that, like, you're being wronged?
Right. It's playing in your face. You're not doing nothing about it. You're still gonna go take your ass out there and vote, hoping it gets better. Revelation 18 and 8 in the NLT. Says, therefore these plagues will overtake her in a single day, death and mourning and famine. She will be completely consumed by fire, for the Lord power who judges her is mighty. And the kings of the world who committed adultery with her and enjoyed her great luxury will mourn for her as they see the smoke rising from her charred remains.
Yeah, because you're gonna realize that, like, it's over. Once America is finished, then every other world power is gonna be finished. They're no longer gonna be able to make money. Really, that's really when the kingdom of heaven is gonna be established. Once the destruction comes and this place is wiped out,
Says they will stand at a distance, terrified by her great torment. They will cry out, how terrible for you, O Babylon.
because it's gonna be on the news when the missiles drop. Every world power is gonna see it.
Says your great city in a single moment, God's judgment came on you. The merchants of the world will weep and mourn for her, for there is no one left to buy their goods. She bought great quantities of gold, silver, jewels, and pearls, fine linen, purple silk, and scarlet clothes, things made of fragrant fine wood, ivory goods, and objects made of expensive wood, and bronze, iron, and marble. That's the plural.
Precept. Matthew 19 and 30. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So, we're really considered the last in this society. People that are on the bottom of society. So, that's the point of Yahweh Shah coming back, is so that we can be redeemed, assume our role of power that we're supposed to be in, and that we could be first. You know what I'm saying? For years and years, we've been wronged as a people by this system that's kept us down economically, socially, even physically. And what have we really gotten in return? Have they ever tried to make things right? Have they ever tried to restore everything that they've stolen? No, they haven't. So that's why the Lord is going to step in. That's that judgment that you read about. And that's exactly what keeps these elites up at night, because they know that they have a short time. Like, it's almost over for them. That's the reason why I would imagine that they want to crash this economy, instate martial law. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to keep control. They really want to wipe us out. That's what they really want to do.
But they know who we are. They know that we're the anti to what they to we're the anti to them. You know, they know if we come up, they come down. They know that.
And as long as we exist, then it's like we're in their minds.
Right. We're on their heel, you know. This is Proverbs 1:22. You see the times that we're entering into. Imagine you just by yourself as a woman, you just walking carrying groceries back to your car. Like, you're gonna be a victim.
You're not gonna be able to do that.
You're gonna be a victim. You're gonna need a man, or yeah, a man, because another woman ain't gonna do shit. You're gonna need another man with you in those days. Just going to get groceries and bringing them to your car. That's gonna be dangerous. This is Proverbs 1:22. It says, "How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge." Here it is, 2025, entering into the last days. We're already here, really. But it's only going to get turned up. You got people still trying to make it in America, like there's anything left. It's like you overpaying for everything. Education, food, clothes, shelter, water. Everything is overpriced here, and it's only going up. So how much is your prosperity going to afford you? It's only going to get harder and harder. But yet they never think, like, maybe, let me give this a try. Let me see what they got to say. It says, "Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you, because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord Yahweh. They would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear and evil." You see, like, we're not worried about this shutdown. I mean, we had a government shutdown, but, you know, the end of the SNAP benefits and the times that we're entering into, we understand if we keep the faith to the end and really put all our faith in Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, we're going to be all right. We got the angels watching over us. But what hope do you people have in the government that's shitting on you any chance they get? That's what I heard.
Can you get Psalm 69 and 22?
This is Psalms chapter 69, verse 22. It says, "Let their table become a snare before them, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap."
So that which would have been for their welfare is the Bible. And now it's turned around as a trap to you. Because, like you said before, you would think, well, since everything's coming to an end in this world, why don't they just inquire about what the prophets are saying? Why don't they seek after the truth? Well, it's because they think that they've already attempted to do that by, going to church, falling under like a Christian dominion. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like now when you try to kick this truth to them that we have, it don't really mean nothing to them. They don't think that it's a truth.
But it's not yielding them anything in the moment.
Right. Read it again.
Psalms 69 and 22, it says, "Let their table become a snare before them, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. Let their eyes be darkened, that they see not, and make their loins continually to shake."
Yep. Because when all hell breaks loose, they're not gonna know what to do with themselves. They're not even gonna know what to make of it.
Pour out thine indignation upon them, and let thy wrathful anger take hold of them. Let their habitation be desolate, and let none dwell in their tents. For they persecute him whom thou hast smitten, and they talk to the grief of those whom thou hast wounded.
That's it, man. Got another one. Proverbs 29:7. The righteous considers the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth to know. So, remember how Trump said that he doesn't think that he's going to make it to heaven? Yeah, you're right. You're not going to make it in the next world. You're not going to do it.
You'll be there, but you'll just be a slave.
Yeah, you're going to be serving the Israelites. And it's really because of the tragedies and the injustices that you've done to the Lord's people. We read that again. Read it again in the NLT. Proverbs 29, and I'll start off at verse 13 in the NLT. The poor and the oppressor have this in common. The Lord gives sight to the eyes of both. If a king judge the poor fairly, his throne will last forever. So does it look like America is going to continue another 1,000 years, 100 years? No. The average lifespan of an empire is 250 years. And next year, in 2026, America's gonna turn 250 years old. So that's it. Actually, there's another one, Proverbs 29:16. When the wicked are in authority, sin flourishes, but the godly will live to see their downfall. That's why this world is upside down.
That was Proverbs what you read? The last one you just read?
Proverbs 29:16. You know that scripture, I just read it in the NLT.
I mean, yeah, but there was more up top. I believe the first or second verse.
Proverbs 29:13 and verse 14.
No, I started like 2.
2?
Yeah.
Proverbs 29:2 in the NLT. When the godly are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked are in power, they groan.
And that's what you have now. You see everybody struggling on TikTok crying about SNAP benefits. SNAP benefits shouldn't even really have to be a thing, but it is. Why? Because people can't afford to take care of themselves. They need any assistance that they can get from the government. And just like how they give, they can take. Nobody saw this coming. I bet people thought they was gonna live off their SNAP benefits to Section 8 forever. Now they getting hit with reality. And who are they gonna blame? Trump. But ultimately, us that's in the know, we understand it's the Lord's will.
But it's really a part of the big, beautiful bill plan. That's what it is. Because they're consolidating the government, cutting programs.
And Trump ran on that.
Yeah.
Like,
Remember he said he was
why-
gonna abolish the IRS?
Yeah, like,
And
why-
then-
why
and
is
then
it
when
a
he got in, like hundreds of thousands of IRS employees got laid off?
Right. That's what you do when you take over a business. You cut costs wherever you can cut costs. If it doesn't seem necessary, you cut it. And that's what Trump is doing. He doesn't think SNAP benefits and you people feeding yourselves is necessary. So he's cutting it.
And they're replacing the government with AI.
It's getting real out here.
I heard Amazon's headed towards that too. They said by 2030 something, I think something like 75% of their jobs, maybe more, they're gonna be replaced by AI, robots. So you're gonna have robots walking around in the warehouses, getting the work done.
Or as well, we don't have to see that shit. They gotta forget that. AI, it is AI, but they got, it looks like a machine doing, deliveries. You'll be on the street and you'll just see something like a machine doing a delivery, doing an order. Which is crazy to me. I can't believe people just, not that they allow it to happen, but it doesn't come across anybody's mind to just take that shit. What's it gonna do? How's it gonna stop?
Yeah. And that's supposed to be one of the oldest jobs, being a carrier,
Right.
making deliveries.
We'll always need that.
So yeah, the world is coming to an end as we know it. And hopefully we don't gotta wait too much longer. But we know it's happening. It's gonna happen.
This is Matthew 24:36. I'll start at 34. It says, "Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only."
So the Most High's words, His prophecies, they're going to come to pass, no matter what. And it's not like anybody can upset these prophecies or throw them off. Nah, that's not the case. And I'm sure that's what Esau wants to do. They want to wipe us out so that there's really nobody for the Most High to come back and save. Get everybody to take the MOTB.
If we get them to take the MOTB, God won't come back because there will be nobody left to save if everybody got it in them. That's their thought process. But they don't understand that this is bigger than us and bigger than them. They can't offset prophecy. 37th verse.
And it sounds good when you put it that way.
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, I understand, the sentiment. I understand, it makes sense in their head. 37th verse, Matthew 24:37 says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark."
Yeah, because it was business as usual. You know what I'm saying? You start your family, work on your farm, work on your job, whatever the case may be.
They didn't believe that it was going to rain and the flood was going to come and wash them away. Just like now in the times we're living in, they don't believe that there's going to be MOTB, that if they want to eat, they're going to have to get this thing implemented into their bodies. They don't believe it. But when it comes, once it is implemented and everybody has to take it, then us out here on the highways and byways that's been preaching it for years now will be vindicated.
Yeah, they're gonna then they shall know that a prophet has been amongst them.
Right.
You wanna get that?
Damn, that shit is strong.
No, you good.
This is Ezekiel 33 and 33. See if there's any more on there. I start at the 32nd verse. It says, "And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice, and could play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them." Just like in the days of Noah, you know?
Yeah, so all the people that were scoffing or that were doubtful, they're gonna be made to look foolish. Once the prophecies come to pass, and that's the advantage that we have. Like, we're able to see into the future.
And we know it's coming. It's not like maybe, we know it's coming.
When we go to sleep at night, that's what we think about.
Right. I got it. This is 2 Peter 1 and 19. It says, "We also have a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts." See, a more sure word of prophecy. We're not out here, surmising or gambling or suggesting. Like, we know for a fact these prophecies are going to come to pass. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but we know it's going to come nonetheless.
So it's like we're relaxing our minds as the world turns, and everything's about to start burning.
I was meditating on it. It's like, being out here is like, it's like our workout. We training.
It's like therapy.
Yeah, we training. We're building our security up, because you people out here, you're going to be insecure. Why? Because you didn't do the work in the beginning. You didn't build yourself up. So when all hell breaks loose, you people are going to be in a precarious situation because you didn't do the groundwork, the legwork. Out here is like, it's like spiritual exercise. Last verse, Matthew 26 and 39. I'll read 38 again. It says, "For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be."
Yep. So when the Most High sends His Son, it's gonna be breathtaking. It's gonna encapsulate a lot of people's attention.
That's it on that. Yeah.
Come in. Come in.
Appreciate it.
He said, "Come here. Talk about the scriptures."
We didn't bash y'all last time, did we?
We didn't bash you guys last time. Yeah. All right.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter.
Get the sentiments.
They probably don't even know this shit is going on. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there coming a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition."
Read that again, please.
In 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first."
So what is that day?
That day is talking about, when our people come to the realization of who we are.
Actually, read it again.
It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first."
Yeah, and just to build on what you said, also, the day of the Lord, when that comes, when
Right.
that happens.
Ultimately.
Yep.
Because, our people, there had to be a point where when the Lord casted us out, we didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
But now we got
the
it
Lord
back.
removed us, and then he's going to put us back into the knowledge of who we are.
Right, coming back. And Yahweh Shai, our Redeemer, coming to redeem us. It says, "And that man of sin be revealed."
And that man of sin is Esau Edom. He's being exposed in these last days.
Right, the son of perdition.
And you know what? Them small hats, they're being exposed too, because now you got various nations around the earth that are coming together and that are in agreement of the fact that they're out of line for what they've done to Gaza, the way that they've treated the people. And that really, it's like crimes.
War crimes.
Yep. So now the pressure is on the small hats to try to like stay on top. You know what I'm saying? And just continue on with their agenda. Because
really
now it's too late. Like you can't put the toothpaste back into the tube. Like, the cake is baked.
There's really no pressure at all because they have control over everything, over the media and what gets put out there. You remember what was it, 2021 or something like that, 2020, when all them rats was found hiding in the caves, coming out. What happened to that? We got no follow up on that.
Yeah.
It's like, how did that just disappear?
And then people don't like them either. You know what I'm saying? You go around New York, they got the nicest areas that they live in. They own the nicest buildings. And it'd be a whole neighborhood to themselves.
That lets you know who has control. Let Jake have a crack spot, running a crack spot of a project. You're going to hear about it. Here it is, it was on the news for a day, maybe you hear about it for 2 days and it disappeared. You ain't hear no follow-up about it. And there was police out there escorting them out the caves. Did anybody get arrested? Did anybody have to have a court date? You didn't hear nothing about it. But that's because Amalek, the small hats, they got weight, they got pull. My grandfather was telling me a story about how they was having a party in one of their buildings or whatever, and it was really loud. And there was like a firehouse or something like that across the street, and people was making noise complaints. And the fire marshal was like, "You think I'm going over there to tell them to turn that music down? They'll have my job." But you see, that's people know who has the pull around here, who calls the shots. You think if it was Jake turn the music down, he'd be scared to tell Jake turn the music down? We don't have no might in our hands. We don't have no say. We can't affect him or his job.
Exactly.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 4, it says, Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things.
Yeah, because they look at themselves as like gods of this earth, but really we're the gods of this earth. And that's what they know, and that's what they're afraid of. That's why they keep us down. They conspire against us systematically, right? But yeah, here we are. Then Maya Angelou had a quote that says, "And yet we rise."
Yet I rise.
Yeah. So just think about like everything that we've been through as a people. And yet, we're still like the cream of the crop. We're the best of the best.
We're resilient. These people out here, they're not really resilient. Especially us, Jake and...
Hey, what's up?
So,
Okay, we have like 3 minutes.
Yeah. So you wanted to get your sentiments on the snap cuts.
Say that again.
Your sentiment on the snap cuts. Have you heard about that?
Snap cut?
EBT, food stamps,
Like Snapple?
like SNAP. Like, what's the acronym? What is it?
Snap cut? What
What is
is
SNAP stand for?
Supplements. I'll get it. Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program.
Yeah. So,
What does that mean?
so on the 1st of November, they're gonna cut SNAP EBT benefits. It's basically welfare. Yeah, so they're cutting that.
Okay.
So I'm surprised you didn't know about that.
We don't have access. We don't have access to the internet as missionaries.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like you just don't be on the internet like that?
We don't have like any social media or like internet because we just want to like walk in on our purpose.
Y'all don't like newspapers, nothing?
I mean, yeah, but it's just I'd rather like go out and find someone and teach them.
Oh, okay.
That's dope.
Yeah, we don't have like you should see our phones. We literally have like one app. Like we have like mail, Gmail, and like a camera and maps.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
We don't got news.
That's actually rare for this day and age because you know a lot of people they get caught up in like the affairs of this world.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll give you kudos for that.
Oh, thank you. Kudos. Your outfit is sick, both of you.
Huh?
Appreciate it.
Your outfits are always great.
You think? Do what we
Yeah,
can.
you guys got the dream game.
I like the way y'all be dressing too.
Wait, let's dance all together. Come on.
We out here doing business.
Oh, sorry.
This is the Lord's work.
The Lord's work is so joyful.
So that's why we wanted to try to get your sentiments on the SNAP EBT being cut, because in the last days the Bible speaks about how there's going to be a famine and how there's going to be food shortages and how all hell is going to break loose. Are you guys aware of those prophecies? You want to get the scripture? Get the scripture. Get the scripture. 'Cause that's what we've been going into. We've been trying to warn the people of that. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. We warn them of that too.
Because these are the last days, whether people realize it or not.
The latter days.
This is cool.
Huh? You move around, but you know. It depends on the day of the week, really.
Are you always like together? Or like,
My right hand man.
oh, somebody's on your left.
This is Luke 21:11. It says, "And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven."
Right. So famine, pestilences, which represents diseases. So you're gonna see a lot of people that are starving. They're gonna be sick, and really they're gonna be destitute, looking for answers in these last days. And that's why it's important that we warn our people of the things that's getting ready to come, so that they can get right and repent. Because who wants to be caught up in those type of events? I
Facts.
myself wouldn't. I'm sure you guys wouldn't.
Facts. We don't want to be that. Yeah.
You got another one?
This is Matthew, go to 24:7. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." You know, same thing that was in Luke, is just now it's told from the perspective of Matthew, you know. Yeah, same thing.
Which lets you know that they're all like in accordance, all the prophets, same accord, same page, and they receive the same visions. What's to come?
And Guatemalans. We love Guatemalans.
Guatemala.
Those are our like best friends.
Yeah. 12 tribes of Israel.
And the Dominicans are our best friends. And the Haitians. All of them.
What do you love about Haitians and Dominicans?
They're all so kind. They're like our best friends. We have so many Dominican friends.
I can't stand some of them myself.
Yeah, you'll be the first to
You
admit
can't
it.
stand.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
We love our people, but they hold us back.
That one.
Wait, so I'm confused. You're even against each other?
It's not that, because get the scripture where it speaks about like Lord's people are hard-headed and stiff-necked.
You're trying to gather Israel. Why are you against them with the Israelites?
We're trying to gather our people, but at the same time, we're showing them their transgressions and showing them how like the way that we're living is not right. Like really, what we're missing as a people is knowledge of self, who we really are, and that's why a lot of our people don't deal fairly with each other. We don't treat each other the way that we're supposed to treat each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's the message, part of the message that we push. You know, because it's one thing to like praise our people and tell them, oh yeah, you guys are the Israelites, we're the Israelites. But at the same time, we have to tell them when they're doing wrong. It's the same thing with a child. Praise them when it's time to give them credit, and then when they do wrong, that's when you correct them. So that's another thing that we're doing. We're correcting our people. Because if they don't get right, they're going to get left.
This is Exodus 32:9. I'll start at 8. It says, "They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt."
Yeah, because our people have unfortunately committed adultery, adultery spiritually in the terms of worshiping other gods, because that's what adultery is in a form. Worshiping other gods that have nothing to do with you or your culture. And that's what we've done, whether it be like Christianity, Catholicism, Islam. Some people even practice Buddhism. Whatever that's outside of what our culture is.
It says, "And the Lord said unto Moses, Go and get thee down for thy people, which thou..." Oh, excuse me, 9th verse. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is stiff-necked. It is a stiff-necked people."
Yeah, they don't want to listen. They're hard-headed. And that's what, unfortunately, a lot of our people are. Hard-headed, they don't want to listen. Even though we got the truth. We really got the answers to whatever's going on in this world, really. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, do you like preach to people, or do you wait till they come up to you? Or what's like your method of finding people?
Well,
Or do they find you?
they really just find us. Like, sometimes we'll tell people, like, hey, do you know that you're an Israelite? And most of the time, people don't care.
And then what? How do you like convert them? Or how do you?
You don't. It's the Lord that does the converting. We just out here giving the message. If you take heed, you take heed. If you don't, you don't.
So like, what do they come to your church? Do you have a church?
Well, really, they might just come. Like, the way I learned, I'll speak for myself. I seen a YouTube video, and I was watching the video, and they was bringing out the precepts, and I was like, yeah, that's the truth right there. And here I am until this day.
How old were you?
18 maybe.
Do you have a church, or do you not? Do you not do a church?
This is the church, because
Where 2 or 3 are gathered, there is church.
yep. And then also the scriptures say that the Most High doesn't dwell in temples made by hands.
Do you like? So how do you get together as your tribes? Like, how do you like? Do you like have like little reunions?
Well, just like what we're doing right now, you got men in every state in the United States doing the same thing we're doing, all over the city.
And then also around the world too, you got different people that are awakened in this knowledge, and they're teaching the scriptures as well. Right? You know what I'm saying? Putting up videos.
So how do you
teaching
like
people on
live
the
it?
streets?
How do you like live the this doctrine? How do you like live?
How do we apply it to our lives?
Yeah.
By rehearsing the righteous acts, keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities. Because do you guys believe that the laws of the Bible is done away with?
No, we believe in the laws of the Bible.
Yeah.
We follow them.
Yeah, so it's essentially what we do. We try to keep the laws to the best of our ability. We practice the high holy days, whether it be the Passover. There are more, but it's really hard to keep up with a lot of them because we're not really in our land right now. We're really considered in captivity in this society.
Like you said, we're just rehearsing. That's it.
Yeah, the
we're waiting
Sabbath
for
as
our
well.
Lord to come save us and put us back in our land. We can fulfill it the proper way.
What happens to us when you get put back in your land?
What happens when we get put back in our land?
Like what happens to like us?
You? Well,
Yeah.
if you're not an Israelite, then we'll show you. Isaiah 14:1. You're gonna have to serve the Israelites.
And like, are you sure I'm not an Israelite?
I don't know.
We don't know. We can't say for sure.
True, you have to test my spirit.
This is Isaiah 14:1. It says, "For the
remember.
Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land."
So the Most High is gonna have mercy on the Israelites. He's gonna remove them from their captivity and the damnation that they've been subject to for hundreds and hundreds of years. Keep going.
And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
The strangers are the scattered Israelites, because remember, the 12 tribes of Israel are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So they can look like any nation. That's why you can't go by looks, you gotta go by the spirit. You know what I'm saying? And as long as your lineage goes back to the Israelites on your father's side, then you're an Israelite.
I'm an Ephraim.
You got it?
You're two.
Yeah. It says, "And the people shall
Puerto
take them
Rico.
and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of their Lord Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors."
So there's gonna be a change of places, like a reversal of roles. You know how the Bible says the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So historically, the 12 tribes of Israel, which is comprised of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, have been on the bottom of society. That's just facts. And this system has always conspired against us to keep us down, whether it be monetarily, financially, even from an educational standpoint. Schools be underfunded.
It's not hard to tell who is the most oppressed people in America. Like, it's not hard to tell.
Yup.
I got a precept.
Hence why they've even had to come up with programs like DEI, which really, they never really benefited like us as a people anyway, or affirmative action. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that wouldn't even have to exist if it was already treated well to begin with.
As an equal.
Exactly.
This is Revelation 13:10.
Okay, last one, and then we have to go.
Oh no,
So sorry.
You want more in it?
what's that? Son? No. Get Revelation 2:26.
2:26, I got you. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 26. It says, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end,
He that overcometh and keepeth the works to the end,
to him will I give power over the nations."
to him will he give power over the nations. So that's another scripture that shows you that there's going to be a hierarchy within the kingdom of heaven. If you're not an Israelite, you're not going to have the same say-so or the same rights as the Israelites. Read it again.
Revelation 2:26.
Start off to 25.
It says, "But that which ye have already hold fast till I come."
Hold fast till I come. So we're supposed to hold on to this knowledge that we have until Yahweh Shai, or who you guys refer to as Jesus, comes back.
"And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches.
It's like Lehi's dream.
So the Israelites, again, they're going to have power over the world once the kingdom of heaven is established. And the other nations, they're going to have to serve the Israelites. So there's going to be a separation. Like, there's going to be a distinction. Does that make sense to you?
I mean, honestly, you better serving us than serving, the people that's in power now. You like going to work and paying bills and all that. You won't have to do that under us.
Making 3 times the rent just so you can have a roof over your head.
Having to eat this bad food that's tainted.
GMO food.
In the Holy Land, everything is going to be perfect.
This society, like, we're really, like, oppressed. The rich,
Even you're oppressed to a certain degree.
by your own people.
Right.
It's ironic. Get that other scripture we read earlier, Proverbs 29.
Wait, we have to go.
We'll give you this last one. What is it, Proverbs 29 and 2? Righteous are in the
This is Proverbs 29 and 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Right, so the righteous are the Israelites. Unfortunately, right now, we're not in power over this world. We're not in authority. So once we do assert our destiny, once we assume that role of power, that's when the world is going to be a better place. Right? But currently, the wicked rule the world. And the wicked is Esau and Edom. Esau and Edom, which has oppressed the 12 tribes of Israel historically. You know who the Edomites are? You know about Esau? So,
Do you post this? You post this? Do you make little clips and post it?
no, we don't do all that.
Is it just a study?
Yeah, this is just a documentary. It's just a study. Alright?
Okay.
Document our works.
Because my face is definitely in it. So
When
sorry.
Judgment
I
Day
didn't mean
comes,
to
we
put my
want to
face
make
in
sure
it.
that our hands is clean and we did our part. You know what I'm saying? We did the Lord's work. Hopefully we get saved. Because whether you believe it or not, America is a sinking ship.
God
America
bless.
is a sinking ship.
God bless you guys.
Alright, here we go.
You guys are the best. We'll see you soon.
Alright.
Jesus Christ loves you so much.
Alright then. Tell her to kiss my ass.
Got frigid out here.
You gonna take us out, right? She ain't like that. She ain't like that.
This is Revelation 21 and 1. It says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
So that's the vision that was received of Israelites coming down from so-called UFOs, the giant fathership, and taking over the world. Like, you can imagine that in a movie. Like, the superheroes come down, and it's like, yeah, it's go time. And then it's like, there's nothing that anybody's gonna be able to do to stop that.
It says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them, and be their power. I'll stop there.
So we're gonna close on that. Shalom.
Shalom.